So a couple of things wrong on this one. I'm just going to redo it, and I'm going to do it very quickly because I've got to get this out. So do what I did before. So 2400 posts. So again, draft settings. I'm going to turn polar tracking. We could have just turned it on down here, but we're going to turn it on up here. You can change the increments to 22.5 mil, 30, 45, or into your own. I think you can add additional angles down here. We only need it to 45. Okay, that draw line post to 2400, so it's snapping down to 270 degrees. And we just type in 2400 into the command line and make sure that's sitting on the polar snap. Just press enter. I got 2400. It's in blue, the colors. That's why I have selected. I had it selected because I was doing some tracing, and I'll do another video on that another time. Draw a line. We'll do another one there. Oh, we've got object. We need object snap on, so that clicks onto the corner. But all our settings are right. So snap overrides. Everything's in there. Click that onto there. We're going to do this 90 mil. Then face the polar tracking up again, so it snaps. Not snaps. Locks in. The only reason I say that is because I don't want to confuse object snap with polar tracking. So it's locking into the track. And this is 2400. Alright, and then we can lock on a 45. We've got 135 there, so the other side is 45 there, and then that's 135. And then we're going to go, we're not even going to put a measure because I don't know what it'll be. It'll probably be about 45 mil, but we're just going to overrun it. And that, snap to there. Highlight it, bring it back to the end. You can trim it, the trim tools are there. You can learn how to use it, but I'm just going to do this for now. Oh, I made a bit of a mistake. Make sure this snaps onto the end. There. Alright, so we've got one post. What we're going to have to do, we're going to highlight that post, copy. We're going to move it 1205 millimeters. I think it's actually going to be moved 1295 millimeters, and that's to give us a 1205 millimeter opening because it starts from the other side. So 1295, 96, 5, enter. We'll just check to see if the opening is correct. So you have two ways to do that. Tools, you can go distance. We can check it this way. And it says 1205, and we can see it's got 1205, give or take, because the angle wasn't. I don't think the perimeter tool polar tracks, so it doesn't really lock. Well, that's what I was saying in the other video. So if you go tools, distance, you've got that on there. See, it does polar track, but then if you want to get it onto here, it doesn't polar track on a snapped on object. So when it's snapped onto here, it doesn't polar track. Let's try something. If we take off object snap, keep polar on, we're going to have the difficulty that our tape measure isn't going to snap onto the line either. So it's either way, you do or you don't, you're damned. So it's just something you got to live with. Not sure there's a way around it. It's slightly annoying. Let's go back to tools. So distance. See, distance snaps on at 0. It's polar tracking, but then once it gets onto that, there's no more polar tracking left. It just slides along the actual whatever it's snapped to. So you can try and get it as straight as you can. Let's see. Go to there, but even there's 1205.0, so that's perfect. So just with the guide of the crosshairs, we got that right. So 1205 is what we want. And we're going to copy this again. Well, let's get all of it though. Copy, and we'll say what we've got to do. It's 405 the opening, so that means we're going to go 495 to get a 405 opening. And we'll measure that too. This time we'll just use dimension tool to check the opening. And again, dimension tool does the same thing. So it snaps on the line there at 0. It polar tracks, but once you get onto this bit, it no longer polar tracks because it just slides along the actual line. But we'll just get it close enough to make sure it's overlapped, and we've got 405 there. So that's pretty good. Now what we want is we want a 1900 from there down to there. That's our ground level. So I'll just go draw a line. I'll snap it onto there. I'll polar track it downwards. Type in 1900 to the command line. Press enter. We've got a line to 1900. And we'll go and we'll just run it out there. That's our ground level. And we can grab that again and stretch it out this way. And that's our ground. And I think I showed you last time. We can do a little. I'm a pretty visual guy, so I like to actually put this in for some reason. Show that it's got the polyline area, so we can do a bit of concrete around here. You got that, and then enter filled. Grab that. Concrete looks the colour. And what I should have done is done that first, colour coded the post, and then just moved them all across. So planning your drawing is probably a wiser way to go than what I've just board a gate sort of thing. So yep. Alright, next thing we've got to do, we're going to have the gate's going to be 50 mil off the ground, so we're going to copy this line, copy, and we're going to move it 50 mil and make sure polar tracking's right. 50, that'll do there, and then we're going to go copy it again. We're going to move it up, and we're going to go 1700. I think that's a good size. That gives us 50 mil at the top and the bottom. So we want the gate to be 1800, and that's looking pretty good. And then obviously the cent, we'd go copy 30. And what I'll do is and then we'll get this one here, and we're going to copy this line. Copy, we move it this way, and we're going to go in 10 mil because we've got a 10 mil gap on the latch side. Now I made a little bit of a mistake because this is actually meant to be the other way around. What we can actually do, let's take the whole thing now and we'll mirror it, and this solves a problem because, oh hang on a second, yeah, that's the way we want to be looking at it. So that's the back of the gate now, so we've mirrored the whole thing, and even though we drew it the other direction, now it's mirrored. It's a lot easier, if that makes sense. And then this side here, we're going to copy this, and we're going to go 16 mil because it's the size of the, so that's the latch size. Actually, we've got it backwards. Let's change this one here, erase that, because the hinges on this side, I'm confusing myself. We draw from the back of the gate, and the latch, the hinges on this side, which is 10 mil. Oh, something's put on there. I think I must add an extra 0 or something. 2, copy that, copy, move it out, 10, 1, 0, enter. This one here, we're going to go 16 mil, copy, so 16, that's it. Now we're going to grab this bit here, enter it to there. So all this can be done with the trim tool. I'm just been copying and pasting, or you can just draw them to length to start with. I think this is a pretty good way to go. And then it goes to that line. Or you could have drew that first, then copied those two, copied, and then sent them to the top, and then you wouldn't have to do it 2 times. So it's probably a good idea to get some kind of methodology going, a process. So I've gone over the line there, have I? No, that's alright. it might save you, if you keep doing it, you'll save drafting time, I guess. That's the main thing. But it's hard to get out of bad habits. So that's our gate. We've got 16mm that side. I'm just going to grab this, copy this. It's going to be 30mm. 30. And if we go to 1700, so when it goes 1700 divided by 2, that's halfway, and then we're going to deduct 15mm off it because the bar's that much. It's 835, so if we grab this one, copy, and we go down 835, which should be halfway, copy it again, and we need to go 30mm, and it should be directly in the middle, and our bracing will be something similar. I think I showed that last time we go. So draw a line, 15, 16mm there. I don't think 45 is going to cut it if it snaps to 45. There's 45 there. Yeah, so 45 is not going to reach over there because the gate's a rectangle, not a perfect square. So I'm just going to go to about roughly there. Copy this, and we'll go 30, and we'll just neaten this up. And we're getting pretty close to something here. I'll draw dimensions, linear, make sure that's covered. Yep, it's 1205. I might move this down. To there, and that way I can have more room for dimensions to show the gate guy that we have the correct spacing between the posts for his hinges. Draw into a polyline. I'll do we'll go transparency. It's pretty big, that hinge, but I'll do hinge. Hinge, they represent hinges. Let's do another dimensions. This is for the gate latch, so you can see that I've got the correct spacing there. Alright, so we've got 10 on that side for the hinges, 16 on that side for the latch, 1205 is our opening, and what's our gate height? What we'll do is we'll take all this out, copy it, put it over here for a second. We're going to delete all this stuff and this. Those ones haven't been done yet, so click them up to there. stuff. Keep that there. Move this one. Move that to there. And this is just to show him the actual gate dimensions. So I've got all the outside bit there opening, all the openings are 2 spaces between the gates, and then I'll draw the actual frame dimensions here on the side. I'll just move this ground level to there. I'll grab one of these from I'll grab some of these timber buttons. Shift. No, that's not what we want. You can't see them very well, but we'll go like that. Copy. Move them down. Oh, they're no, they're the right size. Where are they? Are they? That's there. Dimensions of the new. Just have that. Oh, they're a bit taller. They're 1848, so we actually want 1800. So erase that. Draw polyline with 35. We don't have to put this on. We're just going to do it because I don't know, just something to do. 35, 35 again, and then we can just right click and add enter as filled, and that's filled up. We can just grab the whole thing. We can give it a colour. We'll give it a colour black, and then we'll transparency down to 80. And copy it. I've still got those bits there, so I think we remnants of our drafting. Clean that up. I don't mind doing it in the blue colour. It's like a blueprint. It's very clear, especially on white paper. Let's see if we can check out a layout. Oh, not that one. Oh, I see what's happened. Yeah, that layout was originally on this one. Put that back there. Go back to layout 2. Yep. Lock that wing in. Let's create a new layout. I'm going to have to rotate that one. Layouts manager. We'll have a look at layout 4. Right click on it. Oh, no, just click into it. Double click on it. Hang on. It was right click. So just double click on it. We can change the paper size. We just click it to landscape. OK. See, it's a bit flaky here for some reason. See how the OK button sort of disappeared? Oh, it worked. Sometimes it doesn't usually work. So I'm just going to readjust this viewport. Now we double click into there, and we just adjust it on here too, and reduce that a bit. And we come back to layout 4, and you see the blue looks pretty good on the white, nice and clean. I think a blueprint usually is all blue with white, so it's white on blue, but blue's not a bad colour. To the model, see if we can get these going. Copy this one. The overhang, the 1700 gate frame with 1800 battens. It's 5400 mil timber, that's 3 1800s, which is quite efficient. And then we'll put that there. And what we'll do is, if we cut this one again, we go copy, because we've got the polar tracking, we can keep them straight, so now they don't slide out. We're not just freehanding it. Well, I am freehanding here, but at least it's in a, they're parallel level. There we go. That's pretty good. That gives you a bit of an idea. I think there's almost enough information here for the gate builder to give me a quote and work this out. I've got one more thing to do. Let's draw a line. 405 plus 40, 485. If I go 485. Plus, we'll say 40. These are going to be little steel rails. I'll get these powder coated at the same time. And we just right click here, we'll go, oh no, we can't do that here. We'll just object snap it onto the corner. Oh, I think it's because of the line tool. I thought it was actually going to polyline going. Let's go to the polyline and just make, oh, this will do. Copy that. About there will do. We'll copy it again because then we can get it in a nice straight polar tracking from that position, as opposed to just plucking it there. And so we can go copy and see it. We can follow the polar track up. Keeps going straight, and we'll just roughly line it up with that one. Thereabouts. And we've got again copy. I should have joined them, so I could have gone grab all these. So I'm pressing shift and then I just select them all, I've got all four, then I can right click, join them, and then now they're together. Copy, and we'll do the same thing again, and it's on polar track so it stays about the same. And that's that. We'll put the dimensions in there for this one. 485, 40. We're going to, what we'll do is I'll go circle, center, radius. We've got a little 10, so we'll go 5, go 3, go 4, and enter. So that's a 4 mil hole. Sorry, 8 mil hole for a bolt, because we want these drilled beforehand. So we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2. Hold down shift, select these ones too. Shift again, select them. We're going to copy the whole thing, copy. We'll put that there. Get rid of that. Oh, we could have used that. Use one of these ones. Yeah. We'll put some more dimensions in here. That's not right. I've done something wrong. Press enter and it reuses the same tool again, the dimensions tool. 39 this time. I'm doing something wrong. I'm not letting it snap on properly. So that should be right. Now I've went off it again. Press enter again. It snapped on there. And we're back to 40, that's what we wanted. We're going to write a little message in this bit for him, and what we'll do it with this. Oh, that's the wrong one. Erase that. Copy all this. Let's rewrite this, and we've got to be careful because that's at the front of it. So what we'll do, we'll have to move that because we can't access the writing underneath. We click on the writing. So gate frame shall be made from galvanised tube, 30 by 30, powder coated in night sky, 3 by 30 by 30, or as in drawing to be confirmed. Partition cross members to also, spelling mistake there. Also be cut to size, holes to be drilled in cross members 8mm prior to powder coating, all dimensions to be confirmed prior to construction. This is for concept and quoting purposes only. Sounds pretty good. Alright, let's move that. Does it look pretty? Let's leave it a bit abstract, eh? Well, it's not all going to fit in, so let's go back here. Make it a bit bigger. No, sorry, I disappeared for a bit there. I was just thinking to myself about something. Alright, that looks pretty good. I think we've got all our bases covered. Tim Battens, posts. Should make all sense to him. Let's export it. File, save as PDF. Okay, we'll go desktop and drawing tool key. There's the first one, there's the second one. Oh, does it look too light? Might do. Let's try an experiment. Let's go back to this and see what the line weights look like. Heavier line weights. That might look a bit better. Let's try that one. File, save as PDF. We'll keep it on high. Okay, we'll give it a new name. Gatetalkie 2. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Much better. There's quite a bit of detail in there. Yeah, I'll send that off to him now. And you can see that we've sort of fixed that gate drawing up a bit because I didn't really have all the correct. This looks quite pretty. You don't really need to go that much detail. It's good, but ultimately that's going to do the job. It's probably clearer and easier this one than the other one to understand. So yeah, less is more in this case. So don't overcomplicate your drawings like I have here. You don't need to have really all that. Maybe conceptually, if you laying, that's more of something you'd send to a client, and this is more something you might send to your manufacturer. That's something I should talk about later. Yeah, and hopefully I can show you this gate in a couple of weeks' time when it's all complete. Alright, that'll do for tonight. And that one was, the last video was an hour. This one's gone for, you can't see, recording time 31 minutes. So we've done that a little bit quicker than the last one. I was probably just taking a lot of time with the other one, and hopefully my next videos won't be as slow either. I can pump these out a bit quicker with less mistakes. Alright.